Game similar in principle to lawn tennis and played on a flat table divided into two equal courts by a net fixed across its width at the middle. The object is to hit the ball so that it goes over the net and bounces on the opponent's half of the table in such a way that the opponent cannot reach it or return it correctly. The lightweight hollow ball is propelled back and forth across the net by small rackets, bats, or paddles, held by the players. The game is popular all over the world. In most countries it is very highly organized as a competitive sport, especially in Europe and Asia, particularly in China and Japan. The history of table tennis. The game was invented in England in the early days of the 20th century and was originally called ping pong, a trade name. The name table tennis was adopted in 1921 to 1922, when the old Ping Pong Association formed in 1902 was revived. The original association had broken up about 1905, though apparently the game continued to be played in parts of England outside London and by the 1920s was being played in many countries. Led by representatives of Germany, Hungary, and England, the International Table Tennis Federation was founded in 1926, the founding members being England, Sweden, Hungary, India, Denmark, Germany, Czechoslovakia, Austria, and Wales. By the mid-1990s more than 165 national associations were members. The first World Table Tennis became an Olympic sport in 1988, with singles and doubles competition for men and women. Table tennis equipment is relatively simple and inexpensive. The table is rectangular, 9 feet by 5 feet, or 2.7 meters by 1.5 meters, its upper surface a level plane 30 inches, or 76 centimeters, above the floor. The net is 6 feet, or 1.8 meters, long, and its upper edge along the whole length is 6 inches, or 15.25 centimeters, above the playing surface. The ball, which is spherical and hollow, was once made of white celluloid. Since 1969, a plastic similar to celluloid has been used. The ball, which may be colored white, yellow, or orange, weighs about 0.09 ounce, or 2.7 grams, and has a diameter of about 1.6 inches, or 4 centimeters. The blade of a racket, or bat, is usually made of wood, is flat and rigid, and may be covered with a thin layer of ordinary stippled, or pimpled, rubber, which may be laid over a thin layer of sponge rubber and may have the pimples reversed. Whatever combination is used, each of the two sides of a paddle must be different in color. The racket may be any size, weight, or shape. For example, the player touches the playing surface with a free hand while the ball is in play. Service changes hands after every 2 points until 10-all is reached, when it changes after every subsequent point. The serve is made from behind the end of the table, the server tossing the ball upward from the palm of the free hand and striking it as it descends so that it first bounces on the server's own court and then, passing over the net, bounces on the opponent's court. In serving, no spin may be imparted to the ball by the fingers. This was not always so. Finger spin, especially in the United States, reached a stage where the experts could produce untakeable services and the game became farcical. Finger spin was universally banned in 1937. Interest to the spectator lies in observing the ability of one player to defeat another by well thought out strategy. Increasing the speed of the game, slowing it down, varying the direction of or imparting different spin or pace to the ball, and employing gentle drop shots over the net when the opponent is out of position are some of the tactics that may be used to support the strategy planned. Slow or defensive play at one time was so dominant that, at the 1936 World Championships in Prague, an hour was needed to decide a single point. Play is now restricted. If a game is unfinished 15 minutes after it has begun, the rest of that game and the remaining games of the match proceed under the expedite system. Thereafter, if the service and 13 following strokes of the server are returned by the receiver, the server loses the point. The service changes after each point. Table tennis may be played with one player at each end of the table or with two players at each end who may be both men or both women or one of each. Worldwide, the women's game is comparable in organization to the men's, and women take part in world championships and all other organized events. Table tennis, as well as being fully organized, is also extremely popular as a recreational game and is so played in all types of sports clubs, social clubs, and game rooms, in the home, and even out of doors when conditions are reasonably calm.